Nathan, hello, nice to see you.
Hey, Michael, how you doing?
Doing well, thanks, and yourself?
Good, good, good.
Before you reached out to me to do the tutoring, what were you what were you doing? What were you thinking about? What were you hoping to accomplish, and what were things like for you? And then, what did you get out of the tutoring, and why did you decide to to do it with me?
So initially, I've been vegan for about 6 years. And so I kind of started reading a little bit of the defenses of veganism. And, I think people start with Peter Singer, the Princeton professor, who's written several books for the last few decades on veganism and the philosophy of veganism. But then after reading it, I found some kind of like contradictions. I think with his statements that applied to animals, but not necessarily humans. So I wanted to like kind of like write on those contradictions and things like that. But I didn't feel like I had a good understanding or foundation in philosophy itself. So I was like, okay, so I now need to go back and learn philosophy essentially. So yeah, so I grabbed a few books from Barnes and Noble, The Republic, some other stuff on natural law, John Locke, things like that. And going through it, it didn't really have a good sense of what was being discussed. I hadn't read Plato, but I was going through some of the Enlightenment thinkers, and I wasn't getting a good sense of like everybody's referring back to somebody else, right? So I was like, okay, now I need to go to the beginning. And so I looked up the Republic, and then I saw that you were offering these things. And I think I had following you on Twitter just because of the political, connections. So that's why I reached out, because I needed to start at the beginning. I needed to build the foundation. So now that initial goal of writing about veganism or whatever, reading about it is kind of like pushed off to the side, and it's more focused on learning and building that foundation. So yeah, I'm still in that ancient Greek area where I'm reading Plato and Thucydides and Herodotus and things like that.
All right, very nice. That's interesting, by the way. I didn't know that that's how you came to the question. I don't think we'd discussed it before, so very interesting. And can you say, so once we started working together on the Republic, what was that like for you? What value did you get out of that? How was it helpful?
Yeah, it definitely helped me to. I know people will say like, "Oh, everybody knows how to read closely," but like that's not from somebody who's coming outside of that, like philosophy or literature area. It's not something that I've learned to do. So I definitely was, you kind of help expound upon and teach how to like read more closely in between the lines. And that opened up the Republic in particular, especially with the direction of resources. That helps my understanding of the texts.
So overall, would you say, the time that we spent together on the Republic, was there value in that for you? Was that worth the time and effort and everything else like that? Was that something that was a contribution to your study of these texts, of the text, really, of the Republic?
Yeah, definitely. I don't think I could have like got a better start in my study of philosophy than you bringing out, this is what I mean from the first sentence of the Republic is like, all right, this is what's going on. There's a lot more to dig in just to the first sentence, things like that, things that I would have glossed over, and the direction of Strauss students and things like that was really helpful.